I'm Matt Harab, and this is your Sports Minute. Earlier this afternoon, Adam Silver made his presence felt in just his third month as NBA commissioner. He dished out a lifetime ban to Clippers owner Donald Sterling after confirming it was in fact his voice in the tape recording containing racist remarks released to TMZ early Saturday morning. And while the Clippers deal with that situation, tonight the Washington Wizards can do something they've done just twice in over 30 years: win a playoff series. They can eliminate the Chicago Bulls in the Windy City and move on to the second round, where they will take on either the Atlanta Hawks or the Indiana Pacers. And after a day off, the Orioles are back in action tonight at Camden Yards. They'll take on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who haven't had much success as of late. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Chris Tillman gets the start for the Birds, while Charlie Morton, who's still looking for that first win, will start for the Pirates. For WBIM TV Sports, I'm Matt Harab. Thanks for watching. In football this weekend, the Blue Jays secured a 24-18 victory over the Ursinus Bears. They improved to 8-0 on the season for the third straight year and clinched at least a share of their fifth straight consecutive Centennial Conference title. Last year, the Blue Jays took a heartbreaking 9-point loss at the hands of Dickinson in the quarterfinals of the Centennial Conference tournament. After a rough stretch at the end of this year, Hopkins won their last 3 games and secured the number 3 seed in this year's tournament. I got a chance to sit down with George Bugarinovich and head coach Bill Nelson to talk about their matchup with Franklin and Marshall tomorrow.
You guys have won 5 of your last 7. What's the confidence level right now with you guys going into the playoffs? Talk about your guys' depth. I think your biggest strength going into this playoffs and your biggest advantage is that you can go 9-10 deep with Catullus, Randall, Williams, all these guys off the bench. How big of a factor is that going to play in the playoffs, and especially this game against FNM?
I hope that plays a big factor because they only are playing about 7 guys now.
And that bench has been great this season, especially against FNM. In 2 games this season, the Blue Jays reserves have outscored the Diplomats reserves 45-16. And you heard Coach mention Matt Billups there, 10 points and 7 rebounds in their last matchup. Reporting live from the Goldfarb Gym, I'm Matt Harab, WBIM Sports. For Hannah Chronic and head coach Leo Weil, it's been quite a successful season to this point. With a 14-1 record and first place of the Centennial Conference secure, the Blue Jays have accomplished everything they've set out to do at this point of the season. Tonight, though, could be a very special night. After a grueling triple overtime victory over Ohio State last weekend, the Blue Jays look to improve to 2-0 on Saturday when they take on the Towson Tigers. They survived 5 goals from All-American Jesse King last weekend and now will have to deal with top freshman recruit Joe Sider, who is making his first visit here to Homewood Field. Well, baseball season is rapidly approaching, and with spring training winding down, all Nick Markakis and the Baltimore Orioles can think about is starting out this season better than they finished last year. With a month remaining, Baltimore was just a game out of the last wildcard spot and just 2 games out of the division before eventually slipping out of the race. This year, they've revamped, picking up huge offseason acquisitions like Nelson Cruz and a potential ace in Ubaldo Jimenez. But they also lost a key ingredient in their winning formula. Jim Johnson was traded in the offseason, and Markakis knows how difficult it is to lose your anchor in the bullpen.
You know, it's tough because you know what type of person Jim Johnson is, what type of player he is, and what kind of work ethic he has, and and he's been here from the beginning. He got drafted by the Orioles, and he worked his way up, and I think he put in 6 years with the Orioles up here.
The Birds received Jameel Weeks in that trade, and Markakis feels he can add a much-needed component to their lineup: speed.
He looks like a scrappy little baseball player. He plays the game hard, does the little things, runs well, and I think in the near future he's going to hopefully have an impact and help us up here.
The Orioles season begins next Monday, March 31st, when they take on the Red Sox at Camden Yards. Game 5 of the ALCS, it's the Tigers and the Bo Sox series tied at 2. Top of the second, no score, but not for long. Mike Napoli goes deep center field off Anibal Sanchez. Napoli has long balls in the last 2 games. We skip ahead to the 7th. Boston up 4-2. Miguel Cabrera. Well, that's trouble. He grounds into a double play here. Boston avoids some serious danger. A run comes across. It's 4-3. Boston trying to close it out. Iglesias gets jammed. Pops out to Dustin Pedroia here. Ends the game. Koji Uhara gets a 5-out save. He's pumped. The Red Sox win and are now 1 win away from returning to the World Series for the first time since 2007.